Welcome to our live class. In today's class, we'll be discussing matrices. Okay? In our class today, we'll be discussing matrices and how to solve problems in matrices. Okay? So stay tuned and enjoy the class. Okay? So what then is a matrix? What do we mean by the term matrix or matrices? What do we call a matrix? Or how can we identify a matrix? Welcome to our. Okay, so today we'll try to explain everything we need to know in matrices. So it's very important you stay in the class so that you can understand all the necessary things you need to know while solving problems in matrices. Okay, so it's very, very important that you stay tuned. In maths, what do we mean by the term matrix? When you hear the term matrix, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind when you hear the term matrix? Okay, matrix in general can be seen as a way of arranging things in rows and columns. When we find a way to arrange things in rows and columns, we are talking about matrices. So it's very important to know that, as it will definitely help us in understanding the concept. So what do we call a matrix? What can we call a matrix? We say that a matrix can be seen as a way of arranging things in rows and columns. It is virtually applied in many areas of our life. So it's important we understand matrices. Okay? So in our today's class, we'll be looking exactly to understand, to explain everything that is needed in matrix. If you have any problem, you can drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section so that we can actually try and solve such problems regarding strictly on matrices. Okay? So when we talk about matrix, we are talking about a way of arranging things in rows and columns. Okay, when we try to arrange things in rows and columns, we are talking about matrix. Matrix can be expressed in a very unique way. Hello, Usman. Hello, Usman. In a very unique way, as okay, matrix is very, very important as it helps us. We say that a matrix can be seen as a rectangular way of arranging or expressing things in rows and columns. For instance, if I have this matrix, this is A. When we try to arrange it in 2, 3, 4, 5, this is exactly a simple example of matrix. Okay? Which has how many rows? 1, 2. How many columns? 1, 2. So we say that this particular matrix is a matrix of 2 by 2 matrix. It's clearly a 2 by 2 matrix because it has 2 rows and 2 columns. Any matrix that has 2 rows and 2 columns is what we call what? We call that type of matrix a what? A 2 by 2 matrix. The name of matrix, the type of matrix is definitely determined by the number of rows and the number of columns of that particular matrix. So it's very, very important to know that. The number of rows and columns determines the type of matrix we are looking at. The number of rows, thank you for the comment, thank you so much. Drop your question that you're finding difficult so that we can look at it very well. Okay? But the thing there is to note that is please comment, drop your problems that you want us to solve. Drop a problem you want us to solve. Drop a problem you want us to solve. So this is all we have to know about matrix. Okay? Okay, let's take for instance, you are in a school. You are a school teacher and you always teach mathematics in the school, and the school gave you a data saying that SS1 student has female, usually it's a mixed school, female and male. They comprises of female and male. And when you counted the number of students, they have 20 females, 15 males for SS1 only. And you went to SS2. You take the same data, you notice in SS2 they have 12 female, 9 males. You can see you are having this data. You went to SS3. You observe they have 10 female, 8 males. And here you are expected to represent this particular information in a matrix form. So we use matrices to represent such information. So to do that, that means we can call that this particular school is school A. That is what? 20, 15, 10, 12, 9, 10, and 8. So this is how to represent this information. We have the number of rows, row 1, row 2, row 3, represents the classes of each of the students, and the number of columns represents their gender, whether they are female or whether they are what? Male. So it's very important to note that. Give a like, comment, and share. Okay, so this is how we actually know matrix. Okay, it's just a rectangular way of representing information. In maths, we just say, in normal term, you can say information, but in maths, we say representing numbers, or basically representing variables in rows and columns. So since we've understood everything regarding to matrices, we can now look at the types of matrices. We have various types of matrices. We have the first one. The first type of matrix we have in our list is called the role matrix. Okay? If we call it the role matrix because all the elements, it only has one row. For instance, if you are talking about, from the past example I gave, let's say you are talking about the chances of something occurring, you can, or let's say you are talking to list the students. When you have a matrix that is of the form 1, 3, and 5, what do you observe? It only has one row, but it has how many columns? 1, 2, 3. So this is called a matrix of one row by, please, this is not multiplication here. In matrix, we call this by 3 columns. So this is called a row matrix because it comprises of the row. The next one we'll look at is number 2, which is called the column matrix. We call it the column matrix. Why is it called the column matrix? It is called the column matrix because of one simple thing. That particular thing is that it only has one column. For instance, if you have this type of matrix, 1, 2, 3, for instance, you observe that this particular matrix we have on the board has how many what? 1 row, 2 rows, and 3 rows. But in the column, it only has 1 column. Okay? So this vividly well shows that this particular matrix we are talking about is what we call a column matrix. Any matrix that has only one column is called a column matrix, and any matrix that has only one row is called what? A row matrix. All matrix that has one column is column matrix. Matrix that has one row is called a row matrix. Okay? Matrix with one column is called a column matrix. Matrix with one row, one column matrix, one column matrix. Okay? We also have square matrix. We have the third one. The third one is called the square matrix. Why do we call it the square matrix? We call it a matrix in a situation where we have the same number of elements in the row and the same number of elements in the column. The elements in both sides are what? Equal. For instance, we call this a square matrix because of the fact that we have two rows and two columns. Another one is where you have a matrix of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for instance, 7, 8, 9. This can also be seen as what we call what? A square matrix, because the number of rows and columns are the same. 3 rows, 3 columns. Okay? This is the easy way to understand everything we want to know about square matrix. And any matrix we have 2 by 2 is a square matrix, 3 by 3 matrix is a square matrix, 4 by 4 matrix is a square matrix, 5 by 5 matrix is also a square matrix. Please hit the like button, share the video so that it can get to a wider audience. Please hit the like button, share the video so that it can get to a wider audience. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's how to find or describe what we call a matrix. Okay? We call it a matrix. We call it a square matrix because of some of the factors there. We also have the next one. The next one on our list is called, the next one on our list is still under the types of matrix we have. The next one on our list is called the zero matrix. We have it to be zero matrix. Why is it called a zero matrix? This is actually called a zero matrix in a situation where all the elements in the matrix are all zeros. Example can be 0, 0, 0, 0. This is a zero matrix. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is also a zero matrix. Whenever all the elements in the matrix is zero, we call it a zero matrix. Okay? All the elements being zero, we call it a zero matrix. When all the entries are zero. The next one on our list is called the identity matrix. Identity matrix. Why is it called an identity matrix? It can be called an identity matrix when we have a square matrix. It must also be a square matrix. Remember, a square matrix has equal elements in the rows and columns. Equal number of elements in the rows and columns. So it must be a square matrix first, before you can call it an identity. And the diagonals of the matrix must be what? 1. These are the what? Diagonals. Must be 1, and the rest will be 0. The diagonal is 1 and the rest is 0. You can also have it in 3 by 3. 1, 1, 1. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is also an identity matrix. This is an identity matrix for 2 by 2. This is an identity matrix for 3 by 3, as the case may be. Remember, before it will be an identity matrix, it must be a square matrix. After that, then the diagonals will be 1. The next one we have a lot of types of matrices. We have the symmetry matrix, skewed symmetry, diagonal matrix, and so on. But in this matrix, we have what we call the matrix operation. The matrix operation. Some operation. Oh, you are studying matrix now. Okay, that's good. Stay tuned. Let's share some idea here. Okay, drop question and let me know. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you very much. Please hit the like button, share the video so that it will serve as a motivation, okay? Please, thank you. Michael, thank you. Matrix is applied in a lot of places now. Matrix is applied in physics, in engineering, in banking and finance. A lot of places, matrix is applied. Thank you so much for the like. Thank you so much. Okay, identity matrix can be a rectangle as well. No, when you talk about identity matrix, when you talk about identity matrix, it has a unique property. Identity matrix has a very unique property. First, it must be a square matrix. When we talk about a square matrix, we are talking about the type of matrix that has the number of rows and the number of columns to be the same. Example, if you have, I'm just giving an example of a square matrix. 1, 2, 1, 3. This is a square matrix. It has 1, 1, 2, 2 rows, 1, 2, 2 columns. So it is a square matrix. Then for a square matrix to be an identity matrix, the diagonals must have 1 and 1, and the rest entries will be 0. For instance, this is an identity matrix, 1, 1, 0, 0. The diagonals are 1, the rest are 0. It is a square matrix, 1, 2, 1 row, 2 rows, 1 columns, 2 columns. The rows are 1 and 2, the same. The columns are 1 and 2, the same. Before we can group it as a what? Identity matrix. But you can have any number like this, it will be a square matrix. Another identity matrix can be seen in 3 by 3, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is a clear a simple example of an identity matrix. That's how we identify that particular identity matrix we are talking about. Okay, yeah. You asked what is the use? I've told you the use of it. Identity matrix cannot be it must be a square. It must be in terms of square. Okay, yeah, Thomas, yeah, you said machine learning. Yes, thank you. That's where it is applied. Please hit the like button. Share the video to your friends, okay? Okay, 2 by 2. Okay, A into A equals A into A inverse equals identity matrix. Yeah, we'll just take our time to verify all those things. Drop a problem you're having and let's share ideas together. Okay, so that's what we called an identity matrix. So the next thing is the big deal here, which is the basic operations. Okay, as I told you earlier, we still have a lot of types of matrices we didn't look at. But now we have to dive into the basic operations in matrix. What are the basic operations? In matrix, we can add. In matrix, we can subtract. In matrix, we can multiply, and so on. Okay? We have the scalar addition. We have the addition, the subtraction. We have the multiplication of matrix by matrix. We also have the multiplication of matrix by a number. That one is called the scalar multiplication of a matrix. Okay, if Michael Wandre, you are asking how it is done. That should be a session for another video, okay? But stay tuned, we'll be explaining them one after the other. Okay, basic operations in matrices, okay? Let's look at addition first. For you to add matrices together, you should have this thing in your mind. The two matrices in question must have the same number of rows and the same number of columns. You can add 2 by 2 matrices, 2 by 2 matrices together. You can subtract them, yeah. But you cannot add 2 by 2 matrices to 3 by 3 matrix. No, we don't accept it. For instance, if you have matrix A to be a matrix of 2, 3, 5, 7, and matrix B to be a matrix of 9, 1 minus 2, 8. Now, here you are trying to add these two matrices together. How can you add these two matrices together? It's very simple. You add the elements of the corresponding entries. You add the elements of the corresponding entries. The first one in the first row and first column should be added in the first one in the first and second column. Same thing is applied to every other entries. So for us to do A plus B now, A plus B is simple. Let's do that together. You have it as 2 and 9. You have 2 plus 9. 3 and 1. 3 plus 1. 5 and minus 2. 5 plus minus 2. Remember? 7 and 8. 7 plus 8. So guys, the answer will now be a matrix of 2 plus 9 is what? Drop down in the comment section. Let me know whether you are following. 2 plus 9 is what? 2 plus 9 is what? Drop the answer in the comment. Let me know if you are following. 2 plus 9 is what? 2 plus 9 is what? Michael, 2 plus 9 is what? 2 plus 9 is 11. Correct. We have 11. Good. Then 3 plus 1 is what? 4. 3 plus 1 is what? Let's know who is following. 3 plus 1 is what? Let's put the entries fast. Thank you, Sony. Okay, 3 plus 9 is 4. Correct. You are doing well. So what are we going to get here? 5 plus minus 2 is what? 5 plus minus 2. Fastest finger. Remember, plus minus is what? Minus. 5 plus minus 2 is 3. Then 7 plus 5 is 15. This is the answer when you add the two matrices together. Great one. Good. Thanks for the participation. Good. Somania, I like that participation. Okay, hit the like button, hit the share button so that you can support us, okay? Thank you. So this is how we add two matrices together. Let's take another example. We are given matrix A to be a matrix of 9, 4, 1, 1. Can we add it to a matrix of 1, 2, 4, 6, 3, 1? Can we add, is it possible to add these two matrices? Is it possible to add these two matrices? Yes or no? Is it possible to add matrix A to matrix B? Let me know if you are following. Remember what I told you? Your answer should be yes. If yes, tell me the reason, or no. Okay? Yes or no question. Is it possible to add the two matrices? Why do you say yes, discipline? Why do you say yes? Why do you say yes? I told you for you to add any matrix together, they must have equal number of rows and equal number of columns. The first one has 2 rows and 2 columns. The first one has 2 rows and 2 columns. The second one has 2 columns, 3 rows and 2 columns. So can we add it? Let me know in the comments. Can we add the two matrices together? Can we add matrix A? I need another answer. Who is backing him up? Can you add matrix A and B together? No, correct. Rawat. You are right. You cannot add the two matrices together because they have an equal number of rows and columns. Okay, let's take another example together. Let's look at matrix A. If matrix A is a matrix of 5, 6, 1, 4, and matrix B is a matrix of 9, 1, 2, 8. Okay, we are trying to find matrix A plus B. How can we find matrix A plus B? To add the two matrices A and B, matrices A and B, it is very, very simple. Do you know what you are going to do? You are going to add all the entries of the matrix. All the entries of the matrix with respect to their positions. For instance, this is matrix A and this is matrix B. So to add it, you have 5 plus 9. This will go to this, you have 6 plus 1. We go to this, you have 1 plus 2. We check this, you have 4 plus 8. So what are we having? Who can tell me what we are having? 5 plus 9 is what? Let me know the answer in the comments. 5 plus 9 is what? 5 plus 9 is what? 5 plus 9 is what? 5 plus 9. Michael, thank you. I said 5 plus 9. 5 plus 9 is 14. Thank you, discipline. 14. 6 plus 1 is what? Tell me. Fastest finger. 6 plus 1 is what? What's the value for 6 plus 9? 6 plus 9. 6 plus 9 is what? 6 plus 9 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Correct. I made a mistake. 1 plus 2 is what? 1 plus 2. What's 1 plus 2? 1 plus 2, let's move on. 1 plus 2 is what? 1 plus 2 is 3. Thank you, discipline. Good. 4 plus 8 is what? 4 plus 8. 4 plus 8. What's there? Drop the answer. 4 plus 8 is what? 4 plus 8 is what? 4 plus 8? 12. Correct. Good. So this is how we add. This is how we add matrices. Okay? Even if it is 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 2 by anyway, this is the method we use. Now let's dive into subtraction of matrix. Subtraction of matrix. Okay. How do we subtract matrix? To subtract matrix is very, very simple to do, but we must be very careful to avoid mistakes. For instance, same thing if you have a matrix of 9, 4, 1, 3, 2, 2, and you are taking it away from matrix B, which is 1, 5, 8, 3, 2, 9. They asked us, what's the value of A minus B? What's the value of A minus B? Same thing is applied. For you to subtract matrix, you asked where can we use matrix in real life. Matrix can be used in a lot of places. We use it in machine and learning, as we say also. Financing, we use matrix. Is applied in physics in a lot of places. A lot of zones makes use of this particular matrix. Is very, very important. The application is applied in a lot of places. Is very, very applicable. Okay, you said bro is using matrix to teach us. Yeah, I'm actually teaching matrix. I'm teaching matrix. This is just the intro. From time to time, we are going to be having interaction on this particular concept. Just keep hitting the like button so that the live video can get to a lot of places. So to subtract, as I told you, look at this. How many rows? 1, 2, 3. 3 rows. How many columns? 1, 2. So this is a 3 by 2 matrix. And this one, how many rows? 1, 2, 3. How many columns? 1, 2. That means also a 3 by 2 matrix. So the 2 is 3 by 2, 3 by 2. So we can subtract the 2 matrices. So we subtract with respect to the positions of the elements of the matrix. So what are we going to do here? 9 minus 1, then 4 minus 5, 1 minus 8, then 3 minus 3, 2 minus 2, then 2 minus 9, 2 minus 9. So this is the resultant solution. So the solution should be a solution of what? 9 minus 1 is what? Let me know the answer in the comment. Let me see who is participating. 9 minus 1 is what? 9 minus 1 is what? You said, just like you said, what is it called when they are different? I don't understand. Please rephrase your question so I can get what you mean. So I said 9 minus 1 is what? Drop the answer. 9 minus 1 is what? Let's know the fastest finger. 9 minus 1 is what? 9 minus 1 is what? 9 minus 1. Cheese player. So where are you? 9 minus 1 is what? When the matrix size is different. The matrix size is different in terms of, you said like 2 by 2, 3 by 3. 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 matrix can be seen as a square matrix. They have equal number of rows and equal number of columns. But if you look at the one I have on the board, I have 1, 4, I have 9, 4, 1, 3, 2, 2. How many rows? I have how many rows? If you look at the top, I have 9 and 4, that's one row. 1 and 3, that's the second row. 2 and 2, that's the third row. Let's look at the column. First column, 1, 9, 3. That's 3 columns. That's 1 column, sorry. 4, 3, 2 is in another column. So we call that particular one what? We call that particular columns that they are. There are 2 columns in there, which is 2 columns. But we start with rows. We have how many rows? 3 rows. 9, 4, 1, 3, 2, 2. These are the rows. Okay, so we say it is what? 3 rows, 2 columns. So we call it 3 by 2. Okay, that's it, chess player. Okay, so I want you to tell me, before we go on in the subtraction, I want you guys to tell me what's the value of 9 minus 1. What is the value of 9 minus 1? 9 minus 1. Drop it in the comment section. Sunil Rawat. Yeah, I saw the answer you gave, but we'll be taking it one after the other. Your answer, I haven't checked it, but there's high tendency to be right. So tell me the value of 9 minus 1. What's the value for 9 minus 1? So that we'll move on. Who and who is here? 9 minus 1, so that we can move on. 9 minus 1. Okay. 9 minus 1 can be seen as 8. So write 8. Then 4 minus 5. What's the value for 4 minus 5? What can we say that the value for 4 minus 5? What's 4 minus 5? Drop it in the comment. What's the value for 4 minus 5? 4 minus 5 is minus 1. Then 2 minus 2 is 0. Is 0. Okay, yeah, we'll go to this. 1 minus 7, sorry. 1 minus 8 is minus 7. 3 minus 3 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. 2 minus 9 is minus 7. So this is the matrix A minus B. I want you to know one thing, that A minus B is never, okay, let me put it here. When you have a matrix A minus B, it's never the same thing as the matrix of B minus A. Okay, this is not equal to, when you do A minus B, it's not the same as B minus A. You should note that. A minus B is not the same thing as B minus A. Okay? A minus B is not the same as B minus A. So let's take another example, 2 examples again. If you have a matrix A to be a matrix of 3, 4, 9, 11, and matrix B to be a matrix of minus 2, 8, minus 5, minus 3. We are finding A minus B. This one is tricky because most students, as I presume, always find it difficult to do this type of problem. Oh, I think it's called non-conformable matrix, conformable matrix under addition. When did yes, you are right. They are not they cannot be added together because they have to have the same number of rows and the same number of columns before you can add the two matrices together. They must have the same number of rows and the same number of oh my god, and the same number of columns before we add it together. Let's look at this now. Here we are trying to do, remember the rule, we subtract with respect to the positions of the matrix. So here we have 2 by 2 and 2 by 2. We are subtracting. So the element of the first row, first column should be subtracted. We have 3 minus 2. Then the second one, 4 minus 8. We come to this one, 9 minus 5. Then 11 minus 3. So let's simplify all the entries and know what we are going to do. So I want you in the comment section, for the first one, 3 minus 2 is what? 3 minus 2 is what? Drop the answer in the comment if you're following. You said, does it work with complex numbers too? Sorry, complex number will be a new topic we'll treat to avoid confusion for other viewers and other streamers from my Facebook or my YouTube. Okay, let's stick with this particular problem we are solving. Okay? Yeah, you said the answer is 5 because the reason why is 5, minus is plus. So we do 3 plus 2 is 5. Correct. For the next one, what's 4 minus 8? What's 4 minus 8? What's 4 minus 8? 4 minus 8 is what? What's the value of 4 minus 8? Drop it in the comment. What's the value for 4 minus 8? 4 minus 8. 4 minus 8. Let's move on. What's the value for 4 minus 8? 4 minus 8 is minus 4. Correct. Minus 4. Good. The next one we'll look at is 9 minus 5. That becomes 9 plus 5. 9 plus 5 is what? 9 minus 5. Drop it in the comment. Let me know who is following and who are following. 9 minus 5 is what? 14. Correct. 9 minus 5 is 14. Good. Then 11 minus 3 is what? So what's the value for 11 minus 3? 11 minus 3 is what? What's the value for 11 minus 3? 11 minus 3. Oh, what's undefined? No, it's not undefined though. It's not undefined. I don't accept it. 11 minus, yeah, it's 14, correct. 11 minus this is 14. So this is the answer when we subtract the matrix. Good. Let's take another example under subtraction of matrix. Let's look at matrix M to be a matrix of 5, 4, 2, 6, and matrix N to be a matrix of 9, 9, 8, 4. Okay, let's find a matrix of matrix A, M minus N. Okay, that will be a matrix of what? Can you tell me the two numbers that will be at the first row, first column? The two numbers that will be at the first row and first column when we are subtracting. We have a matrix M, which comprises of matrix 5, 4, 2, 6, and matrix N to be a matrix of, thank you for the likes, to be a matrix of 9984. These are their elements. Okay, remember, to subtract matrix is very, very simple. We are going to subtract each element of the matrix with respect to their positions. Okay, let me tell you what I mean. The first one will go to the first, the second to the second, the third to the third, the last to the last. That's how we do the subtraction, as easy as ABC. So we have 5 minus 9 and 4 minus 9, 2 minus 8, 6 minus 4. I am subtracting them in respect to their what? Position. Subtraction involving the respect to their position. Okay? So what are we going to do now since we are subtracting? It's very, very easy what you have to what? Do. What do you have to do? Do the subtraction in respect to their position. So let's do the simple math. What is 5 minus 9? Let me know the answer in the comment. What's 5 minus 9 is minus 4, correct? 5 minus 9 is minus 4. What's 4 minus 9? Let me know that in the comment. 4 minus 9. 4 off. Good, good. 4 minus 9 is minus 5. 2 minus this, minus 6, and 2. So this is how we subtract the matrix. Okay? It's very, very easy to do. It's very as simple as A, B, and C. If you have any problem regarding to matrix, share it here. Let's try to solve. Okay? So this is how we subtract matrix. Good. Now, what have you mastered? First, we introduce matrix to be a simple arrangement of information, numbers, data in terms of rows and columns. Okay? That if the name of a matrix is gotten from the number of rows being the first one and the number of columns being the second one. So if you have 2 rows and 1 column, it becomes 2 by 1. 3 rows and 2 columns, it becomes 3 by 2. That's how we name our matrix. Then again, matrix can be added or subtracted. But one of the conditions that will make a matrix not to be added together to another if they have different number of rows or different number of columns. You can add 2 by 2 matrix, 3 by 3 matrix, 3 by 1 by 3 by 1. All of them are what? The same. They have the number of rows and the number of columns. Okay? You can add them together. It's very, very possible. But you cannot add 2 by 2 matrix to 3 by 3 or 2 by 2 matrix to 3 by 1. No. They must be uniform. So that you add each of the following corresponding elements of the corresponding matrix together. Then let's look at the next step. The next one is multiplication. Multiplication of matrix. Okay? How do we multiply matrix together? How do we? Sir, your videos are so nice. Thank you so much. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate. Sir, Ronaldo or Messi? Let's do math now. Maybe later we'll talk about that one. Seeing Ernasia Jesse should suggest the person I'm his fan. Yeah, I'm basically I'm a fan of Ronaldo though. Yeah, his effort to his sacrifice in the world of football is something that can never be underestimated. Okay. Oh, so good. That's great. That's great. That's great. I'm a Ronaldo fan. Yeah. So. It's not easy. It's not easy. So, that's good. So hit the like button, share the video, please, to support us so that we can continue with what we're doing. Okay? It's very important. Okay? Thank you so much. So let's look at multiplication of matrices. How can we multiply matrices together? We can multiply matrices together. First, we are going to look at scalar multiplication of matrix. When we talk about scalar multiplication of matrix, we are talking about multiplying matrix by just a number, or by just a letter, or by just a variable. When we are using something or some number or some variable or some term that is not a matrix also, then we call it what? Scalar multiplication. So in scalar multiplication, we multiply each of the matrix by the each of the elements inside the matrix by the number. Okay, let's take for instance we have a matrix A to be a matrix of 3, 5, 1, 6. This is matrix A. We are told to find 8A. This is a typical example of scalar multiplication of a matrix. Okay, yeah, scalar order. Yeah, you are there. That's good. That's example. Shanghai. Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't pronounce it clearly. Okay, that's an example of scalar multiplication of a matrix. In multiplying matrix like this, we have 8A. It's just very simple. You are going to use the 8 to multiply the matrix 3, 5, 1, and 6. Okay? So to do that is very, very easy to do. Okay? All you have to do is that you are going to use this 8 to multiply all the elements inside the matrix. So we have it as 8 times 3, 8 times 5, 8 times 1, 6 times 8. Anyway, multiplication is commutative, so nothing is wrong with the answer. So I want us to tell me what's the answer to the next one. What will be here? 8 times 3. What's 8 times 3? What is 8 times 3? Let me know the answer in the comments. What's 8 times 3? 8 minus, okay, you are using mine, okay. 8 times 3 is what? What's 8 times 3? Let me know that in the comment. What's 8 times 3? 8 times 3 is 24. Good. 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, what's 8 times 5? Please tap the screen, like the video. 8 times 5 is what? 8 times 5 is what? 8 times 3 is 24, correct. 8 times 5 for the second one. 8 times 5 is 40. Good. 40. Okay, what's 8 times 1? 8 times 1 is what? 8 times 1, so that we can fill the next column. 8 times 1 is what? What's 8 times 1? 8 times 1. 8 times 1. 8 times 1. 8 times 1 is 8, correct? Yeah, for the last entry, that's 6 times 8. What's 6 times 8? Or 8 times 6? Anyone goes. What's 8 times 6? 8 times 6. 8 times 1 is 8. Yeah, we've finished that one. We are trying to look at the next column. The next column. What's 8 times? Okay, 48. Correct. 48. So this is the value for 8. 48. So this is how we find, or how we look at not determinant, before I make a mistake, of how we multiply scalar multiplication of a matrix. This is a typical way to multiply scalar multiplication of a matrix. Let's look at if matrix M is a matrix of 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 6, 1, 5, 8, 1, 5, 8. Okay? Find minus 3n. Okay. This is a matrix, a new matrix that we have on the screen. Our goal is to find matrix 3n. Okay? This is very simple to do. First thing first, minus 3m will be a matrix of what? will be a matrix of, we use minus 3 to multiply all the elements here. That will be minus 3 times 2, minus 3 times 3, minus 3 times 1. For these whole columns, we go to this one, minus 3 times 1, minus 3 times minus 2, minus 3 times 5. Then for the last one, minus 3 times 4, minus 3 times 6, minus 3 times minus 8. So let's look at the entries together. What will be in the entries? What will be in the entries together? Let's do that together. So for the first one, we are having minus 3 and 2. Minus 3 and 2. Minus 3 and 2. So minus 3 times 2 is what? Drop the answer in the comment. Minus 3 times 2 is what? Minus 3 times 2 is what? Minus 3 times 2 is what? We are looking at multiplication of matrix, scalar multiplication. So we are here, we need your contribution. Minus 3 times 2 is what? What's the value for minus 3 times 2? Minus 3 times 2. What's the value for minus 3 times 2? Is minus 6, correct? Minus 6. We go to this one. Minus 3 times 1. Minus 3 times 1 is what? Minus 3 times 1. Let's know the answer in the comment. Fast. Let's do fast so that we can solve a lot of problems. What's the value for minus 3 times 1? This one. Minus 3 times 1. Minus 3 times 1. What's the value for minus 3 times 1? Yeah, correct. Minus 3 times 1 is minus 3. What is minus 3 times 4? For the last one? For the last row? Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you for feeding all the information. Good. You have minus 12. This is minus 9. Minus 3 times minus 2 is what? Don't make mistake here. Minus 3 times minus 2 is what? 6, correct. I like that, 6. You have it as 6. Then, minus 3 times 6 is minus 18. Minus 3 times 1 is minus 3. Minus 3. Then, minus 3 times 5 is minus 15. Minus 3 times minus 8 is what? Minus 3 times minus 8 is what? Let's know that, please. Minus 3 times minus 8 is what? Let's know the answer. You said 24. Correct. 24. And that's the answer. So this will be the new matrix form. So this is very easy. To multiply matrix together is very, very easy. Okay? This is called the scalar multiplication of matrix. Okay. Let's continue. Let's look at matrix B to be a 2 by 2 matrix again. 4, 8, 2 minus 3. We are told to find 6B. Okay, so we are told to find 6B. So what are we going to do? What does that imply? It implies that we are going to multiply the matrix B by 6. And to multiply matrix B by 6, we are going to use 6 to multiply all the elements in the matrix. So this goes this way. This goes this way. We have it as 6B to be 6 into a matrix of 4, 8, 2 minus 3. And that will be what? We use 6 to multiply all the elements inside the matrix B. So that will be 6 times 4, 6 times 8, 6 times 2, and 6 times minus 3. Okay? 6 times minus 3. So let's look at the entries of the new matrix form. So we are going to do 6 times 4. What's 6 times 4, please? What is 6 times 4? Put 6 at the front. At the front of what? At the front, no. That's the nice way to write it. Yeah, yeah. That's the nice way to write it. That's the nice way to write it. Yeah, that's the nice way to write it. So, okay. So, what's the value for 4 times 6? 4 times 6. Let's know. 4 times 6. This one. What's 4 times 6? 4 times 6. 6 times 4, rather. Anyone. 4 times 6 as well. Okay, sir, you're back. Okay, that's good. It's good to have you back. Okay, 24. Correct. You have it as 24. What's 6 times 8? 6 times 8 is what? 6 times 8 is what? 6 times 8 is 12. 6 times 8 is not 12, 48, sorry. 6 times 2 is 12. And 6 times minus 3 is minus 18. I don't know why I'm having cough now. I don't know. Okay, that's the correct answer. Good, good, good. Park at the back. You're doing very, very well. Park at the back. Okay. So this is how we multiply matrix in a scalar form. We call it scalar multiplication or a matrix. Let's look at matrix Y to the 4, minus 6, minus 3, and 8. Find minus 8y. We have a new matrix on the board. This matrix is defined to be a matrix Y, and this is a 2 by 2 matrix. After this, we look at 3 by 3 matrix. Okay? So we are told to find minus 8y. This implies that what we have to do is minus 8y to be minus 8 2 times the matrix 4 minus 6, 8 minus 3. Okay? And this will give us a new matrix. We are going to use minus 8 to multiply all the elements of the defined matrix Y. So that will be 8 times 4, 8 times, minus 8 times 4, minus 8 times 8, minus 8 times minus 6, then minus 8 times minus 3. Let's do the maths together to get the answers. So what might be the answer? What will be the answer? What will be the answer? What will be the answer? Minus 8 times 4 is what? Let's know the answer in the comment. Minus 8 times 4 is minus 32, correct? Then minus 8 times minus 6 is what? For the next column, minus 8 times minus this is what? Is what? Plus 48. Minus 8 times minus 8 is what? What's the value for minus 8 times minus 8? Minus 8 times 8, sorry, not minus 8. Minus 8 times 8 is what? Minus 64. Minus 64. And the last one is 24. And that's how to multiply matrix in a scalar form. This is called the scalar multiplication of a matrix. Okay? Multiply matrix by a number. Okay. So let's move on. Let's try the very last one before we check to move to the next one or to call it a day. Okay, so let's look at Z to be a matrix of 3, 1, 4, 8, 6, 9, 7, 7, 8. This is another matrix. We are told to find matrix minus 2Z. Okay. We have a matrix. This matrix is 3 by 3 matrix. Why is it 3 by 3 matrix? How many rows? 1, 2, 3. 3 rows. How many columns? 1, 2, 3. 3 columns. So it's a 3 by 3 matrix. And in this matrix, we are told to find minus 2z. Okay? That means minus 2z will be equal to minus 2, this minus 2 now, into the whole element of z, which is 387,167,498. And this will give us a new matrix. The matrix will be a matrix of minus 2. We use the minus 2 to multiply all the entries or all the elements of the matrix. That's minus 2 times 3, minus 2 times 8, minus 2 times 7. Then minus 2 times 1 for the next one, minus 2 times 6, minus 2 times 7. The next one, minus 2 times 4, minus 2 times 9, minus 2 times 8. And that's what is needed. That will give us a special matrix. So let's do the multiplication together. Let's do the multiplication together. Who is here? Who is in? Say I. Say I if you are in. If you are ready, say I. Let's go. Drop I in the comments. If you are ready, drop I in the comment. Let's go. Drop I in the comment. Let's go. If you're ready. I. Correct. Thank you. Thank you. You are ready. So let's do the multiplication. What's minus 2 times 3? First, we take it one after the other. We won't rush it this time. I must commend you for providing enough solution, but we take it one after the other, okay? What's the value for minus 2? Minus 2 times 3 is 1. Minus 2 times 3 is 1. Let's know the answer in the comment. Let's know the answer in the comment. Minus 2 times 3. What's minus 2 times 3 is minus 6. Right, correct. Minus 6. What's minus 2 times 1? Let's take it one after the other. Minus 2 times 1. Yeah, good. Yeah, minus 2 times 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 times 4 is minus 8. Minus 2 times 8 is minus 16. Minus 2 times 6 is 12. Minus 12. Minus 2 times 9 is minus 18. Minus 2 times 7 is minus 14. Minus 2 times 7 is minus 14. Minus 16. And that's the complete answer. Okay, thank you for providing this wonderful solution. Yeah, it's not easy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Okay, so this is how we do scalar multiplication. So now we'll look at how to multiply matrix by a matrix. This one is very, very tricky. If I'm trying to multiply a matrix by a matrix, it's very, very tricky. Let's say we have matrix A to be 2, 3, 1, 9, and matrix B to be 1, 4, 0, 2. Okay? Let's find AB. This is a matrix. Matrix A, 2, 3, 1, 9. Matrix B, 1, 4, 0, 2. We are trying to find A times B. To get the matrix A times B is very, very simple. Okay? So all you have to do is to know one thing. We'll multiply in terms of row and column. All the rows will be multiplied to the first column. All the rows will multiply to the second column. Same thing is applied to the other one. So A times B will be a matrix of, we have 2 times 1, 2 times 1, plus 3 times 0, 3 times 0. Same thing is applied to the next one. We have 2 times 4, 2 times 4, 3 times 2, 3 times plus 3 times 2. Then the second one, 1 times 1, 1 times 1, 9 times 0, plus 0 times 9. 1 will times 4. 1 times 4. 9 will times 2. 9 times 2. I hope this is getting, you are understanding what I'm doing. Multiplying a matrix by a matrix. So can I subscribe to you? Yeah, please. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be dropping enough videos daily. Today is like I've dropped like 3 or 4 or 5, something. Yeah, I made, I think, 3 long videos on matrices and some little shorts that will keep entertaining you. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So now we are going to do the simple. Do I do? Yeah. I teach A level. Yeah. I teach A level students. Yeah. 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 Okay, let me know your country. Where are you? Where are you from? I live in Nigeria and I stay in Nigeria now. Where are you from? Yeah, I'm talking to the chess player. Where are you from? Where are you from? Okay, so that's how we multiply. Okay, UK. Okay, that's all right. That's not a problem. Okay. Okay, so if you are preparing for your A-level examination and you need a private coach for that, you can actually reach me here, +234 90 347 355 92. This is actually my WhatsApp number, so you can just drop a message to me on WhatsApp, so we can continue with it. You can drop a message. If you are taking the number, say yes, so I can type yes in the comments, so I can clean it up and continue my solution. If you have taken the number, I hope you can see it very well. +224 is the country code. If you have taken it, just drop yes or type something so I can know, so we can continue. Yeah, the chess player, give us update. Okay, that's good. Okay. So let's continue. So what do we have to do here? So let's multiply. 2 times 1 is what? What's 2 times 1? Drop in the comment section. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 0 times 9 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 4 is 4. 9 times 2 is 8. 9 times 2 is 18. So let's do the maths together. That's the final solution for this matrix. Let's do the math. So what's the value for 2 plus 0? 2 plus 0 is what? Let me know the answer in the comment. 2 plus 0 is what? 2 plus 0 is what? 2 plus 0 is what? Fastest finger. 2 plus 0 is 2. Correct. 2 plus 0 is 2. Good. What's the value for 8 plus 6? 8 plus 6 is what? Drop the answer in the comment. 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6. You dropped all. Let's be taking it one after the other, the chess player. Let's take it one after the other. 8 plus 6 is what? 8 plus 6. What's 8 plus 6? I said 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6. What's the value for 8 plus 6? 8 plus 6. What's the value for 8 plus 6? 8 plus 6. What's the value? Let's move on fast. 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6 is 14. What's the value for 1 plus 0? What's the value for 1 plus 0? 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0. What's the value for 1 plus 0? 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. And this is 22. So that's the very easy answer. Okay? That's the easy answer. So the answer to the matrix when you are trying to add the two is 2, 14, 1, 22. Okay? Yeah, I've tried enough. This is how many minutes now? Okay. we've actually discussed oh, my distance is falling apart. Okay, that's it. This ring light is not coming up. I don't know why. It just freezed up at one point. Okay, so I'm really excited to have you guys here in our today's meeting. It's not easy. At least I've exhausted myself. We were able to learn. We've studied about what matrix is all about, how to add. What matrix is all about, how to know the type of matrix we're talking about, the types of matrix, how to identify the matrix, or the only way to add two matrices together. That's they must have a corresponding rows and a corresponding columns before we can add or subtract. Okay, we also looked at the multiplication of matrix. Okay, we looked at the multiplication of matrix. That's multiplying by scalar. When I mean by scalar, I mean multiplying matrix by a number. It can be a number, it can be a variable. So far you're multiplying a matrix by a term or a variable or a constant or something that is not a matrix. We call that particular multiplication a what? Scalar multiplication. We also looked at how to multiply matrices together, how to multiply matrices together, how to multiply matrix by matrix. Okay? Remember I told you that matrix can be seen or can be defined or can be explained as a representation of terms, of a representation of information, numbers in terms of rows. This is rows and column. Okay? So this is how we actually understand this term. There are more constant terms like the transpose of a matrix. We have the transpose of a matrix. We have the transpose of a matrix, determinant of a matrix, equations in solving equations in matrix, and many other things. Okay? So with time, we are going to explain everything regarding to it. Very, very easy. Okay? Stay tuned and keep liking, keep commenting, and so on. Good night. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll meet next time. Hopefully, if I finish work on time, tomorrow I will still come online by 8 o'clock. Nigeria and UK is having the same time zone, so I'm definitely gonna come online. Yeah. If it works out well. If it doesn't work out well, then maybe hopefully another day I'll just decide to pop up and we discuss terms. Okay? Please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my videos, please share the video to your friends. That will definitely help me. It will serve as a motivation to me. Okay? You can share the video to your friends. I have a lot of content out there. Okay, please. Okay, share the video to your friends. Like the live video, like some of my videos. Please react. It's very important. Maybe if you can go through the videos I've posted, thank you, it's fine, it's great. All those things are very important metrics for the YouTube algorithm to be showing my videos to other people that need the service. Yeah, a like, a comment helps the algorithm to push the video and also help people to overcome their problem. Okay, please do well. You can share the link to your friends, invite your friends. Hopefully tomorrow we are going to have same meeting at same time. Okay, so do have a lovely evening for people in Nigeria or people in UK. because we are using the same time zone. And people outside Nigeria, like US, Ghana, Ghana, Nigeria and Ghana is almost the same time zone. So that's it. We have been here for 1 hour, 15 minutes. It's not easy. So thank you. If you enjoyed the video, let me see if you enjoy our interaction today. Let me see, let me see yes in the comment section. Yeah, let me see yes in the comment section. If you enjoyed today's video, let me see yes in the comment section before I leave, please. If you enjoyed the video, let me see yes in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, let me see yes. Oh, thank you so much. So, good night. Goodbye.